नमः सर्वेभ्यः। व्योम संस्कृत पाठशालायाः कौशलसंवर्धनं संस्कृतव्याकरणं निबन्धलेखनं च इत्यस्य प्रक्रमस्य अद्य 33 पाठः। अद्य वयं विसर्गसन्धेः नियमान् पश्यामः। गुरुरेव गतिर्गुरुमेव भजे गुरुणैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे न गुरोः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोर्मतिरस्ति गुरौ मम पाहि गुरो। वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम्। गतसप्ताहे वयं विसर्गसन्धीनां तथा स्वादिसन्धीनां संग्रहरूपेण चित्रं दृष्टवन्तः। तत्र विसर्गः अस्ति। विसर्गस्य स्थाने यानि यानि परिवर्तनानि भवन्ति तानि विसर्गसन्धिः इति नाम्ना ज्ञायन्ते. So where there is a visarga and the visarga gets modified into various other letters, we call it as visarga sandhi. Tatra pancha vidhani परिवर्तनानि भवन्ति. सकारादेशः भवति. Visarga getting converted to sakara. जिह्वामूलीयः अथवा उपध्मानीयः. विसर्गस्य स्थाने जिह्वामूलीयः उपध्मानीयो वा आदेशरूपेण भवति. विसर्गस्य स्थाने विसर्गः एव भवति. So there are certain cases where the visarga does not get modified further. It stays as visarga. Sattva shatve. So sakara and shakara. So even though there are both cases where sakara is there, so this is a different set as we will see today. So sattva shatve adesha rupena bhavatah. कदाचित् विसर्गस्य लोपः अपि भवति. एतत् सर्वम् आहत्य वयं विसर्गसन्धिः इति कथयामः. So all this is called visarga sandhi. What is it? Where you have visarga and the visarga gets modified into one of these components. Now, when we look at the actual way in which the visarga itself comes about, visargah sarvadapi rephasya sthane adeshatvena bhavati. Right? So visarga in the language does not occur naturally, that is by itself. So there is no word in Samskrita where you see a visarga and it has been visarga originally. It is always derived. Right? Where is it derived from? It is derived from repha. Now this repha can be originally repha. So there are some components where we do have repha in its natural state, or it could also be a derived product. Right? So there are some natural rephas and some derived rephas. When we are deriving the repha, majority of the cases it is derived from sakara. So sakarasya rephaha rephasya visargaha. That is the most common kind of transformation we see. There are some cases where you originally have a repha, it gets converted to visarga. There are also a few cases where you have a nakara, which gets converted to repha and then converted to visarga. Right? Now, at this stage, that is when you have a sakara or a nakara becoming ru, there are cases where it goes on a different path. It is like a fork. right? If you assume the sakara is coming down a path, so it gets converted to ru. After that, there are two paths it can take. One path is getting converted to visarga and then further modifications. There is a different path which takes it to different destinations, like Utvam or Ukara Deshaha, Yakara, okay, which then gets deleted. Sometimes it finds a shortcut where instead of coming through Repha, Yakara and then getting deleted, it finds a short way where the sa itself is directly deleted. And then there is Repha, which after coming to Repha, again it can take a different path also, where there is a different modification. Okay. So these are all different paths which are available to this sakara. Originally you have the sa. So as we will see a bit later, this sa is a part of many pratyayas, right? And when we are getting a word, so there are a high proportion of words which have this sa. So there are different routes that it can take. Now these routes where it does not come down to visarga, but goes along other routes to get some kind of a modification, those are covered under what we call as Swadi Sandhi, right? So that is the distinction between these two different chapters which we have in the Chittur book. Now today we will try to look more into detail into this path only, right? A straight path where sakara becomes repha, then gets converted to visarga, and then takes various modifications. Atra kim bhavati katham bhavati iti kinchidiva jnatum vayam prayatnam kurmah. Tatra prathamah prashnah visargah katham utpadyate. How does visarga arise? As we saw, there are two pathways. One is sa becoming r becoming visarga. So again, I'm taking two here. There is one more small pathway, the na becoming ra becoming visarga, which is very rare. So majorly two. So sakaraha, rephaha, visargaha. उदाहरणार्थं रामस् इत्यस्ति. कथं रामस् भवति? राम इति प्रातिपदिकं. प्रातिपदिकात् सुप् प्रत्ययाः भवन्ति. Right? If you remember, we had in the earlier classes when we discussed about the pratyayas, finally there are only two kinds of pratyayas, right? Sup and ting. Any word in Samskrita has to be a subanta or a tinganta. Sup is a set of 21 pratyayas which are added to all pratipadikas. So that is how we get the Shabdarupa 7/3 table. Ting is a set of 18 pratyayas which are added to dhatus. Now in both sup and ting, we have many pratyayas which end in sakara. Okay. So the first one itself, the su, is the first pratyaya in sup, which is sakara, which is nothing but sakara. So any shabda we have, so the first pratyaya is sakara. Now if that sakara remains, there are many cases where that pratyaya itself is deleted. For example, if you have an akaranta strilinga shabda, Rama, or ikaranta strilinga like Nadi, or all halanta shabdas, right? So Pathat, Atman, Rajan. So there are many cases where this gets deleted, but if it remains, it gets converted to Repha and then becomes the Visarga. So whenever you have any word, Prathama Vibhakti ending in Visarga, you can extend it backward, right? So Ramaha, it was earlier Ramar. Before that, it was Ramas. Harihi, so it was Harir and Haris. Guruhu, it was Gurur, Gurus. So everywhere the sa comes to Repha, then Visarga. Evameva Bahuvachane, Balas, Su au Jas. So if you know the supratyayas, if you don't know, don't worry. I mean, here you don't really need to know the pratyaya. You just need to know that there is a sakara at the end of the pratyaya. Kintu yadi pratyayanam kinchidiva jnanam asti, you can very easily see su au jas, out shas, tabhyam bhis, nyebhyam bhyas, ngas, bhyam bhyas, ngas, os. So many of these pratyayas are ending in sakara. Wherever there is that sakara, so balas, balar, balaha. Even in tingantas, tip, tas, there is a sakara at the end. So pathatas becomes pathatar, pathataha. Okay. Manas, so the pratipadika. So since this is halanta, as I said, halanta shabdaha chet, pratyayasya sakaraha lupyate. It is deleted, but there is already a sakara in the pratipadika itself. That also gets converted to repha and becomes manaha. Bala bhis. Bhis is another pratyaya. So bhir, bala bhihi. Tebhyas, tebhyar, tebhyaha. Sas, sar, saha. So saha you have. So wherever you see the visarga, 95% of the cases, you can extend it backward to repha and further backward to sakara. Okay. There are also a few cases where there is a native repha. As I said, rephaha bahutra sakaradagataha kadachittu swayam shabde rephaha bhavati. So there are only two cases. For this stage, you can remember this as only two cases. One is there are some avyayas. So four popular avyayas: punar, antar, swar, and pratar. There are a few more, but they are very, very rarely used. These four avyayas, punaha means again, antaha means inside, swaha means swarga, heaven. Amarakosha, the first word in Amarakosha is swar. Swar avyayam, swarganakatridivатridashalayaha. So he starts by saying swar avyayam. So swar is an avyaya which has a native repha. That repha is not derived from sakara. Again, pratar is prataha, means morning. These four avyayas have a native repha. So at the beginning stages, please remember these four as an exception. Okay. And then pitar, rikaranta shabdas, sambodhana prathama vibhakti, and panchami shashti vibhakti. Okay. So rikaranta shabda, if you know, pita, pitarau pitaraha, he pitaha. Right? So sambodhana prathama, there it is actually a native repha and not sakara. Similarly, panchami or shashti ekavachana of rikaranta shabda, any rikaranta, bhratra, matra, netra, kartra, anywhere. So if you have a rikaranta shabda in sambodhana prathama ekavachana and panchami shashti ekavachana, we have native repha. You will not find native repha anywhere else. When I say anywhere else, I mean 99%, because there are a few very rare exceptions. But at this level, it does not matter. So for now, all you have to remember is these four avyayas, punar, antar, swar, pratar, and any rikaranta shabda, sambodhana, panchami or shashti ekavachana. In these cases, you have a native repha. Everywhere else, you give me any word which is ending in visarga, right? There, you can extend it to repha and backward to sakara. Everywhere, whatever you have, say vidvamsaha is vidvamsar, vidvamsas. Okay. Yashatha is yashar, yashas. Other avyayas, for example, if you have bahihi, it is bahir and bahis. Any other, namaha is namar and namas. All other avyayas, they do have a sakara. Namas, bahis, uchchais, nichais, all those, not avyayas in general. Only these four avyayas. All other avyayas, even if it is an avyaya, it is originally sakar. So namas becomes namar, becomes namaha. Uchchais becomes uchchair, uchchaihi. Sarvatrapi tathaiva. So only these two exceptions are enough for this level. Four specific avyayas, punar, antar, swar and pratar, and rikaranta shabdeshu, sambodhana prathama, panchami, shashti, ekavachananta shabdaha. Tatra मूलतः रेफः अस्ति, अन्यत्र सर्वत्रापि रेफात् पूर्वं सकारः भवति. Okay. Now this difference is also important for swadi sandhis only. Yatohi, if you go back and look at our initial diagram, so atra, so if you can see, once it becomes a visarga, there is no distinction. Okay, it gets merged. So after it becomes a visarga, whichever path it was coming from, there is no difference. It makes a difference only in this portion. Okay, so if you look at this set of karyas, right? So there are some sandhis which happen only for derived repha, whereas there are some sandhis which happen for both kinds of repha. So to make this distinction, so visargasya ukaradeshaha tatha visargasya lopaha. There it matters whether we have an original repha or we have a derived repha. So swadi sandhishu eva saha bhedaha ityukte saha मूलतः visargaha अस्ति वा मूलतः रेफात् जातः विसर्गः वा सकारात् जातः विसर्गः वा. That distinction is important only for swadi sandhis. That is not for all, but many of them. Visarga sandhishu, it does not matter. Okay. So adya vayam visarga sandhinam adhyanam kurmah. Tatra sarvavidhaha api visargaha svikartum shakyate. Tatra etadrishaha bhedaha nasti. But even there, when we go to that sattva and shatva, there is some, we have to know where it is coming from. But basically, it's more important for the swadi sandhis. Etattu jnatavyam. This is something which samanyatah prarambhikastare na jnayate. Tatra visargaha ityukte tatra evam kramena visargasya utpattihi bhavati. द्वितीयः प्रश्नः इदानीं कदा भवति इत्युक्ते सकारः रेफः विसर्गः सर्वदापि भवति वा? Because we saw there is a fork, right? We saw sakara comes to repha, then at that point there is a fork. Will it go down the visarga path or will it go down other paths? There are three different paths there. It is like you are walking and suddenly there is a choice. So there is two major paths and one very rare, it's like a small side road. Okay? But there are a choice between three paths. Kada kutra kim bhavati iti yada pashyamaha. So repha asti. It can be any kind of repha. Now there are four choices. So agre vidyamanaha varnaha swaraha bhavitumarhati. Arthat ajvarnaha mruduvyanjanam bhavitumarhati. Karkashavyanjanam bhavitumarhati. Athava avasanam. Avasanam is a very important term for visarga sandhis. Avasanam ityukte kim iti agre pashyamaha. Kopi varnaha nasti ityartha. That is, it is at the end. This repha is at the end of a word with no letter following. That is avasan. So it can be followed by a vowel, by a mrudu vyanjana, by a karkasha vyanjana. So for sandhis, you should be very, very, very familiar with this division. Recognizing swara, that is, I think, easy. Everybody does it. But recognizing mrudu and karkasha vyanjanas, that distinction, hush and khar. If you go by the Maheshwara Sutras, hush and khar, they are two major groups. So hal sandhishu api yatha asmabhihi drishtam. The moment you think of hush, that is mrudu vyanjanas, it is a different set of hal sandhis. We think of jashtva, purva savarna, anunasika, etc. Whereas if it is khar or karkasha vyanjana, we think of a different set of hal sandhis. We think of chartva or chatva and so on. एवमेव विसर्गसन्धिषु अपि मृदुव्यञ्जनानि कानि कर्कशव्यञ्जनानि कानि. So if we are thinking on the lines of Maheshwara Sutras, the first set, hush, hayavarat lanyamangananam jhabhai ghadadhash jabagadadash. So that set is hush, mriduvyanjanani. After that, khapha chathatha chatatau kapai shashasar is khar or karkasha vyanjana. If you are used to thinking the usual Varnamala, first two columns, ka, kha, cha, cha, ta, tha, ta, tha, pa, pha, then sha, sha, sa. These are Karkasha. 3, 4, 5 of each Varga and Yara, Lavaha are Mridu. Okay, so please practice if you have not how to quickly distinguish. It's not that, see, initially you'll have to go back and check. But as you go on, the more quickly you can distinguish mentally between Mridu and Karkasha, the easier the Sandhi becomes. So when Repha is followed by Swara or Mridu Vyanjana, it takes the Swadi Sandhi roots. When it is followed by Karkasha Vyanjana or Avasana, it takes the Visarga Sandhi root. Yeah, that is the first distinction we have to learn in Visarga Sandhis. Agre Vidyamanaha Varnaha Yadi Svaraha Asti Athava Mridu Vyanjanam Asti Tarhi Visarga Sandhihi Na Bhavati. So Samhita, again, we will see what exactly is Avasana. But there you have to go by the Swadi Sandhi roots. Yadi Agre Vidyamanaha Karkasha Varnaha Asti Athava Avasanam Asti Tarhi Visargaha Bhavati. Okay. Etavattu Spashtam Syat iti Vanni. Idanim Adau Avasanam Svikurmah. Avasanam Nama Kim? Varnanam Abhavaha Avasanam Ityuchyate Vyakarane. Not having any letters, which means you have an independent word. Right? For example, you are writing, say, the Shabda Rupas, where you are writing the individual words, or you are just learning words the first time. There is no Vakya, you just have an individual word. There is nothing following. That is called avasanam. उदाहरणार्थं केवलं रामशब्दः अस्ति, प्रथमा विभक्ति प्रत्ययः अस्ति, रामस्. What is there following? Nothing. It is just Ramas. It will not stay as Ramas. Okay, it will still, the Sakara will get converted to Repha and get converted to Visarga. It is not dependent on the letter which follows. So Sakara is a very volatile substance. Okay, so like in chemistry, we have things, right? So some chemicals you cannot simply keep outside. They will immediately either evaporate or catch fire or something happens. They're very reactive. So Sakara is like that. It does not need a nimitta. As long as there is a Sakara at the end of a word, it gets converted to Repha. This Repha, again, if there is nothing following, this Repha will now check, is there a letter which is immediately next to me? If it is there, what kind of a letter? Is it Swara or Mridu Vyanjana? Then it gets converted through Swadi Sandhis. If it is a Karkasha Vyanjana, it gets converted through Visarga Sandhis. If there is nothing, if it finds that the Repha finds itself alone, right? There is nothing following, then it gets converted to Visarga. Ramaha, Ramau, Ramaha. So any word, an independent word with nothing following, will get converted to Visarga. Sarvatrapi. So Pathatas, Pathatar, Pathataha. Manas, Manar, Manaha. Punar, Punaha. So Repha, whether derived from Sakara or originally, if there is nothing following, it will get converted to Visarga. Atayeva sarvatra eteshu shabdeshu vayam yada shabdanam adhyayanam kriyate prathamikastare visargah eva asmabhihi pathyate. Vrikshaha ityeva yatohi these are unstable. You cannot see the Sakara or Repha standing on its own. Okay, if the word is independent, the stable form of Sakara and Repha is Visarga. Okay? So Pratar becomes Prataha. Etadeva asmabhihi padam ekameva padam yatra asti tatra sarvatrapi ante visargaha shruyate. Now the key thing is not only absence of letters is considered avasana, varnanam abhavaha avasanam, samhitayaha abhavaha api avasanameva bhavati. Technically for Vyakarana, if there is nothing close enough as samhita, that is also considered avasana. Samhita nasti chet. What does samhita mean? So all those basic concepts, very, very important. Atishayitaha sannidhihi samhita. Proximity of letters is called samhita. If there is no letter in proximity, that is also treated as avasana. It is not just that there should be one word. If there is another word, but it is not close by. Yadi samipe samhita nasti tada api avasanam ityeva pariganyate. Atayeva Ramaha asti iti vakyam vadamaha. Tatra kimasti, even though there is a swara, it is far away. Samhita nasti. Samhita asti chet Ramaha asti iti prayogaha na bhavati. Ramosti iti sandhihi nishchayena tatra bhavati. Samhita nasti chet tada ayam rephaha chintayati अस्तु मम समीपे अन्यः कोऽपि वर्णः नास्ति अतः अहं विसर्गरूपं प्राप्नोमि. So Repha is short-sighted. It can take note of Swara or Mridu Vyanjana only if it is very close. If it is far away, it assumes there is nothing and it gets converted to visarga. यत्र कुत्रापि वयं वाक्ये मध्ये विसर्गस्य प्रयोगं कुर्मः चेत् तत्र संहिता नास्ति इत्येव तात्पर्यम्. सो पठतः बालौ इति वाक्यमस्ति, किन्तु अत्र यदि संहिता नास्ति तर्हि विसर्गः भवति. मनः हरति, पुनः आगच्छति. If you bring these close, nowhere will you hear the visarga. Ramosti, pathato balau, manoharati, punaragacchati, kutrapi visargah na bhavati. Yadi samhita nasti, pratah gacchami. Everywhere there is a break in samhita. Vakye samhita vivaksham apekshate. संहिता नास्ति चेत अवसानम इति मत्वा तत्रापि विसर्गः भवति. Right? So the avasane visargah applies both for individual words where there is nothing following and in a vakya if we are deliberately breaking samhita. Samhita nasti chet tatra visargah bhavati. So we are seeing the journey of visarga. So visargaha rephat utpadyate. Right? So this repha, it encounters 4 possibilities. One is it is immediately followed by a swara. Atra yada vayam pashyamaha. So rephat agre swara. When I say swara, it has to be in samhita. Otherwise, it cannot recognize. So, samhitayam swaraha asti, samhitayam mridu vyanjanam asti, samhitayam karkasha vyanjanam asti. These 3 possibilities. If there is a letter nearby, that can be one of these 3. Or the repha can be standalone, which we call as avasanam. So standalone, either because there is no word at all afterwards or because there is no samhita. Even if there is no samhita, it is treated as if there is no other word. So if there is avasana, then it is just visarga. Visarga, the repha gets converted to visarga and stays as visarga. Agre kimapi parivartanam na bhavati. Right? Yadi evam asti Ramaha asti pathatah balau manaha harati punaha agacchati punaha pashyami punaha tatra. Does not matter. If there is no samhita, what kind of a letter will not matter. You will just have visarga. विसर्गः भवति, विसर्गस्य परिवर्तनमपि न भवति. यदि वर्णः संहितायाम् अस्ति, right? So we saw तदा स्वरः वा मृदुव्यञ्जनं वा कर्कशव्यञ्जनं वा इत्याधारेण तत्र सन्धयः भवन्ति. So avasana means it is like a dead end. The visarga appears and it remains as visarga. As long as we don't want to have another word nearby. अतः सर्वत्रापि वाक्येषु पृथक् पृथक् यदा कुर्मः अथवा श्लोकेषु यदा पदविभागं कुर्मः, we just use the visarga because it does not get modified. किन्तु संहिता अस्ति चेत् तत्र स्वरे मृदुव्यञ्जने परे स्वादिसन्धयः भवन्ति, कर्कशव्यञ्जने परे visargasandhayah bhavanti. That is all. Now, what are the karkasha vyanjanas? As I said, first 2 letters of any varga. Ka, kha, cha, cha, ta, tha, ta, tha, pa, pha, and sha, tha, sa. These are the karkasha vyanjanas. Eteshu pareshu eva visarga sandhi bhavati. So now I will use visarga sandhi, assuming you have all graduated to differentiating between Visarga Sandhi and Swadi Sandhi. At a lower level, at beginner levels, both of these are combined and referred to as Visarga Sandhis. Kintu asmin pustake Shastra Adhyayana Velayamaphi Visarga Sandhihi Bhinnaha Bhavati Swadi Sandhihi Bhinnaha Bhavati. Sware Mridu Vyanjane Pare Swadi Sandhayaha Bhavanti. Karkasha Vyanjane Pare Visarga Sandhayaha Bhavanti. So, for Visarga Sandhis, the first prerequisite is that the following letter should be a Karkasha Vyanjana. Karkasha Vyanjana means Ka, Kha, Cha, Cha, Ta, Tha, Ta, Tha, Pa, Pha, Sha, Sha, Sa. Tavanti eva Karkasha Vyanjanani. Eteshu kutra kutra kim bhavati iti jnatavyam. Tatra punaha samanya sandhayaha santi, visheshaha athava apavadaha santi. Samanya sandhihi iti chet dvayameva. The two general sandhis for Visarga are Sakaradesha and Jihvamuliya Upadmaniya. We know, I think, Jihvamuliya Upadmaniya. When Visarga is followed by Ka and Kha, you get Jihvamuliya optionally. Jihvamuliya is an optional sandhi. So if we choose to not do Jihvamuliya, it will remain as Visarga. Kakare khakare pare Jihvamuliyah bhavati vikalpena bhavati. Ataha balah karoti or balah karoti. Balah khanati or balah khanati. Purnaha visargaha api bhavitum arhati athava jihvamuliyah bhavitum arhati. Right? So this, when followed by kakara or khakara, that is the general sandhi. We have seen also yada jihvamuliyaha nama kaha iti asmabhihi drishtam tada eva jnatam. Kada bhavati jihvamuliyaha iti chet kakare khakare pare bhavati. Right? So it is only when followed by ka or kha that we have the possibility of jihvamuliya. Kakare khakare pare visargasya jihvamuliyah bhavati. Pakare phakare pare upadhmaniyah bhavati. Ayamapi vikalpena bhavati. Ataha balah pathati ityapi shuddham, balah pathati iti visargah api shuddhah. So when followed by ka kha or pa pha, we get jihvamuliya upadhmaniya adeshau vikalpena bhavatah. Anyatra sarvatrapi visargasya sakaradeshah bhavati. So all other cases there is sakara for the visarga. Chakare chakare pare visargasya sakarah bhavati. Now when sa is followed by cha or cha, we have shchutva sandhi. That is a hal sandhi. So this is a combination of visarga and hal sandhi. Visargasya sakaradeshah bhavati, but that sakara undergoes another modification. So we get shakara, balash chalati. Right? So balaha chalati. Balaha ityatra visargasya sthane sakaraha balas chalati. Sakarasya chakare pare shchutvam bhavati balash chalati. So whenever in shchutva sandhi we give examples, right? So balas chalati, we have already done visarga sandhi and given. That is the understanding. Why? Because at that stage we are not yet familiar with visarga sandhis. We give it as balas plus chalati, balas chalati. As we study visarga sandhis, we combine both. So balaha chalati ityatra sopanadvayam bhavati. Adav visargasya sakaraha tataha tasya shchutvam. Evameva balash chatram grinhati. Balaha chatram visargasya sakaraha followed by shtutva sandhihi. एवमेव टकारे ठकारे परे विसर्गस्य सकारः भवति तेन सह ष्टुत्व संधिः भवति. सो बालः टीकते इत्यस्ति चेत् बालस् टीकते followed by ष्टुत्व we get बालष्टीकते. तकार थकारौ यदि स्तः तर्हि सकारः भवति तथैव तिष्ठति. Because there is no other sandhi applicable, we hear the sakara. Balastarati or balastatra. Right? So visarga sandhinam, the general sandhis for visarga are two. Kakare khakare pare jihvamuliyah athava upadhmaniyah bhavati vikalpena bhavati anyatra sarvatra sakarah bhavati. The sakara can undergo other sandhis. Same thing when we come to shashasa, tatrapi visargasya sakarah bhavati kintu vikalpena bhavati. So when followed by shashasa, visarga getting replaced by sakara is optional. So if it gets converted to sakara, shtutva also happens. Otherwise, it stays as visarga. Okay. So, balashete. Balaha shete. Visargasya sakaraha bhavati. Balas shete. Shtutvam bhavati chet balashete. Yadi sakaradeshaha na bhavati. So, the sakaradesha is optional when followed by shashasa. Tatra visargasya visargaha eva bhavati balashete iti bhavati. Very similarly with shakara, sakaradeshaha tena shtutva sandhihi bhavati. So balas, balaha, shashthaha, sakaraha bhavati chet balas shashthaha, shtutvam bhavati chet balashashthaha. Sakaradeshaha vikalpena. So in the other case, visarga can remain as visarga. Balashashthaha ityapi bhavati. Sakare parepi sakaraha vikalpena bhavati. So balas saralaha. Balaha plus saralaha. Visargasya sakaraha bhavati chet balas saralaha. No chet balah saralaha. Okay. So this is the overview of the utsarga, that is samanya sandhis for visarga. One is jihvamuliya upadhmaniya, which is always optional. The second one is sakara. Sakara is compulsory when followed by vargiya vyanjanas. That is cha, cha, ta, tha, ta, tha ityatra sakaraha nityaha. Assuming samhita. Please remember, any visarga sandhi assumes there is samhita. So there is compulsory sakara, whereas for shashasa, sakara is option. Whenever we do sakara, if shtutva or shtutva is possible, you have to go ahead and do it. Right? So this is the first thing to understand and grasp in visarga sandhis. Okay, any questions here? So there is one question. If we don't pronounce jihva muliya while reciting shlokas, it's okay, right? It is grammatically valid. Okay. Anywhere, jihva muliya and upadhmaniya is not compulsory anywhere. Okay. Just like parasavarna, if you remember, parasavarna at padanta is also optional. Jihva muliya upadhmaniya is optional. The sakara when followed by shashrasa is optional. Grammatically, in all such cases, both things are valid. Kintu, उच्चारणे विशिष्य श्लोकानाम् उच्चारणे वेदमन्त्राणाम् उच्चारणे the good practice is to do whatever sandhi possible. अतः परसवर्णः अपि सामान्यतः क्रियते जिह्वामूलीय उपध्मानीययोः उच्चारणं क्रियते विसर्गस्य तत्र षकार this double sh 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 sa sa are also done, right? Correct. Grammatically the other form is correct, but there is something called good practices of chanting. अतः परसवर्णं कृत्वा जिह्वामूलीय उपध्मानीयं कृत्वा क्रियते चेत् तत्तु उत्तमम् उच्चारणं भवति. Okay. So इदानीं वयम् अग्रे गच्छामः. एतदेव यदि वयं नियमरूपेण पश्यामः विसर्गसन्धिषु उत्सर्गः इति a general rule, right, in व्याकरण. So उत्सर्गतः sandhi dvayameva bhavati. There are two sandhis which happen commonly and generally, right? So the first one is visargasya sakaradeshah. Visargasya sakaradeshah kada bhavati khari pare. The general rule just says khar, that is any karkasha vyanjana we say in general sakaradesha, and after that if possible we get shchutva and shtutva. But practically we see this in three cases: cha, tatha and tatha. So haris tatra, harishcha, harishtikate. The swara before the visarga does not matter for this. Whatever it is, gurus tatra, gurushcha, gurushtikate. It does not matter whether you are getting it from sakara or repha. Punastatra, punascha, punashtikate. So anything, this is general. Okay. Then shari pare, shar ityukte shasa tatra sakaraha vikalpena bhavati. Sakaraha bhavati chet shchutvam shtutvam api bhavati. Remember, shtutva shtutva is not optional. You cannot do sakara and retain it as sakara. If possible, you have to do shtutva and shtutva. But sakara itself is optional. So, harissaha or harissaha, harishyete, harishyete, harishtashthaha, harishtashthaha. Very subtle difference between telling double shakara, visarga and shakara. So, but sakaradeshaha ityukte सामान्यतः नित्यं भवति शरि परे श एतेषु परेषु विकल्पेन भवति. The next one is vikalpa means what happens? Vikalpa means optional. When you say optional, what happens in the other case? Visarga remains as visarga. Okay. Now, the second one is jihvamuliya or upadhmaniya. Kutra bhavati? ककार खकारयोः परयोः जिह्वामूलीयः विकल्पेन भवति पकार फकारयोः परयोः उपध्मानीयः विकल्पेन भवति. Right? So both jihvamuliya and upadhmaniya are always optional. Harih kaha, harih kaha, harih khanati, harih khanati. एवमेव हरिः पश्यति, हरिः पश्यति, हरिः फलमानयति, हरिः फलमानयति. विकल्पः इत्युक्ते अपरस्मिन् पक्षे विसर्गः भवति. These two are the generic cases which covers all karkasha vyanjanas. Okay. So overall we have these two sandhis which occur. What does utsarga mean? Utsarga means general rule. In Vyakarana, always we have general rules. we have special rules, that is exceptions. So exceptional rules apply to a specific set of words, whereas general rules apply overall. So these are general. In general, whenever visarga is followed by ka or kha, there is jihvamuliya. In general, if visarga is followed by sha, there is optional visarga, optional sakara, sorry, and so on. हरिष्टीकते इत्यस्य कः अर्थः? टीकते टीकते इत्यस्य गच्छति इत्यपि अर्थः अस्ति. टीकां व्याख्यानं करोति इत्यपि अर्थः अस्ति. Okay. How to recognize near or far samhita? There is no far samhita. Samhita means it is near, that's all. If there is no samhita, it means you have to pause. Ramaha gramam gacchati. There is no samhita. If there is samhita, then you cannot find that visarga. You will say Ramo gramam gacchati. There is a question on what is Vivaksham Apekshate. Please go back to our initial classes on Samhita. I think we spent a whole class. Where is Samhita compulsory and where is it optional? So it was in the initial ones, I think. I don't remember the class number. Maybe somebody will share it in the WhatsApp group. There was a detailed discussion on Samhita. So in case you joined after that, or if you want a quick revision, I would strongly recommend go back to that class and understand what is Samhita. Okay. Now we will move ahead. So before that, yeah, so we can quickly try doing some of these sandhis. You can raise your hands. Lata Partha. Please unmute yourself.
Madam, I am not thorough with the subject, madam. I am only hearing.
No, it's okay. You've raised your hand, so I muted. You can try. It's okay. Not a problem. Yes.
Janaga
Janaha tishtanti.
Janaha dishtanti. Jane dishtanti.
No, sakara. Visarga is replaced by sakara. Janas tishtanti.
Janahas dishtanti.
Okay. Dhanyavadaha. So janaha tishtanti. When followed by ta, there is compulsory sakara desha. So janas tishtanti. And there is no further sandhi which can happen. Sarita Nilavarti.
Janaha pashyanti. Upadmaniya. Janaha pashyanti. Janaha pashyanti.
Upadhmaniyah. Pakare pare upadhmaniyah vikalpena bhavati. So janah pashyanti or janah pashyanti. Samyak. Next one. Priya Mahesh.
Namaste Beni. Janaha sherate sakarasya adeshah tadanantram shtutvam bhavati. Janasherate. Janaha sherate.
Samyak. So when followed by sharprasa, sakara desha is optional. So when we do sakara and shtutva, it becomes jana sherate. Otherwise, janaha sherate. Okay. Nagamani.
Janaha chalanti. प्रथमं सकारेदसः अनन्तरं श्चुत्वं जनाश्चलन्ति
हा जनाश्चलन्ति एकमेव रूपं वा
जनाः चलन्ति
अस्ति वा इस् इट्
न,
कंपल्सरी
न,
और
न, न.
ऑप्शन
I think it
नास्ति
is compulsory. जनाश्चलन्ति
जनाश्चलन्ति इत्येव right
आम्.
so संहिता अस्ति चेत् अत्र when followed by च छ ट ठ त थ सन्धि is compulsory so जनास्तिष्ठन्ति जनाश्चलन्ति इत्यादि एकमेव रूपं भवति इन्द्राणी राव जिह्वामूलीय उपध्मानीयौ विकल्पेन भवतः श स तेषु परेषु विकल्पेन सकारः यस् इन्द्राणी राव
जनाः सुखिनः अत्र सकारे परे विकल्पेन भवति सत्वादेशः जनाः सुखिनः अथवा जनाः सुखिनः
हाँ so जनाः सुखिनः okay one is sakara double sakara or visarga with sakara next Ganeshan Krishna
मनः तापः मनस्तापः सकारः मनस्तापः
सम्यक् so sakarah nityam bhavati manastāpah ityeva रूपम् sandhya
मनः शान्तिः मनः सकारादेशः सकारात् परा शकार अस्ति चेत् मनश्शान्तिः
चुत्वं भवति मनश्शान्तिः मनःशान्तिः अत्र शकारः अस्ति चेत् विकल्पेन सकारादेशः so we get मनश्शान्तिः or मनःशान्ति okay ज्योतिलक्ष्मी
नमस्ते मनः काठिन्यं अनन्तरं मनः काठिन्यं
सम्यक् so जिह्वामूलीयः विकल्पेन भवति मनः काठिन्यम् इति द्वेधा भवति अनुराधा yes sir
नमस्ते मनः चाञ्चल्यं मनश्चाञ्चल्यं श्चुत्वं भवति मनश्चाञ्चल्यं
नित्यं सम्यक्
न भवति
हा so when followed by cha cha ta tha ta tha it is compulsory so manas चाञ्चल्यं श्चुत्वं भवति चेत् मनश्चाञ्चल्यम् इति एकमेव रूपम् okay next one विजया
मनः अधिकं सन्तोषः मनस्सन्तोषः विकल्पेन भवति
so मनस्सन्तोषः एक सकारः और विसर्गः सम्यक् so we'll try one more set Raji again can't hear you Sharada Murthy
धनुस् षष्ठः ष्टुत्वं भवति धनुष्षष्ठः नित्यं धनुष्षष्ठः
नित्यं वा ष एतेषु परेषु
विकल्पेन भवति धनुष्षष्ठः धनुः षष्ठः
सम्यक् so any shashrasa the adesha is vikalpa so dhanushashtha dvedha rupam Narayanan Mahoday
नमस्कारः
Ah,
धनुः अधिकं टङ्कारः धनुष् टङ्कारः सकारादेशं अनन्तरं ष्टुत्वसन्धि
ष्टुत्वं सकारादेशः अत्र नित्यः सो धनुष्ठङ्कारः धनुः टङ्कारः you get sakara and then okay. Then Sandeep Shah.
राम राम राम
राम
धनु
राम
पश्यः धनुः पश्य उपद्मानीय
सम्यक् so dhanuh pashya it's a very popular phrase from the Ramayana Vatsarama dhanuh pashya when Vishwamitra shows Rama the Shiva Dhanus and asks him to break it he uses that Vatsarama dhanuh pashya or dhanuh pashya. Shagun Sinha.
Yes, ma'am. This is an optional sandhi. So, dhanuh sundaram athava dhanus sundaram.
Dhanus sundaram, dhanuh sundaram.
Or dhanuh sundaram. Yes.
Samyak. So, Shashasa is optional, other cases compulsory. Right? Samyak.
Yes.
Viswaru.
Dhanus chora. It will be sakara, dhanus chora, chutvam, dhanus chora.
Dhanushchoraha. Nityam. Samyak. So, Dhanushchoraha iti rupam. Okay. So, we have seen the first set of Visarga Sandhis where we saw today how Visarga is derived from Repha. So, if there is no Samhita, if it's a standalone word, you get Visarga, it stays as Visarga. But if there is something following, then depending on the letter, if it is Karkasha Vyanjana, then we get a set of Sandhis which are called as Visarga Sandhis. Among them, the generic one is this, right? So please remember this table. So everywhere, right? This is all, every Karkasha Vyanjana. So Kakha Jihva Muliyah Vikalpena Bhavati. Cha Sakaraha Nityam Bhavati. So all these three cases are Sakara compulsory. It could be followed by Shtutva or Shtutva. Papha is Upadmaniya, always optional. Shashasa, again Sakara, but optional, not compulsory. If possible, it could be followed by Shtutva or Shtutva. Okay? So that is the general Visarga Sandhi. To these rules, we have some exceptions. Okay, those we will cover in the next class. In general, we get Sakara Desha or Jihva Muliya Upadmaniya. But in some cases, there is some additional rules. For example, in some cases, you cannot do Jihva Muliya. Or in some cases, very specific combinations of letters, there is a lope of Visarga. Or even when you have Ka or Kha, you can hear Sakara. For example, Namaskaroti, very popular. Right? Namaha Karoti should be Namah Karoti, but we hear Namaskaroti. So how do we get those? Those are all exceptional rules which are applicable only for a specific set. It is not general. It will be either the first word will be of a particular kind or the second word has to be of a particular kind. Tadvishaye vayam agrima saptahe pathamaha. Therefore, till then, don't raise questions on like this. There are many things. You will have say Vachaspatihi. So why not Upadmaniya? Or why not something else? Please hold those questions till after next class. Only after we study those, you will know. So what are the cases where we expect, especially for Jihva Muliya and Upadmaniya, There are several exceptions. That is what we cover under Sattva Tattve. So there are cases where overriding Jihvamuli and Upadmaniya, we hear Sakara or Shakara, Dushkaryam. Many cases. So all those we will cover in the next class. येनाक्षरसमाम्नायमधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः गुरुरेव गतिर्गुरुमेव भजे गुरुणैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे न गुरोः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोर्मतिरस्ति गुरौ मम पाहि गुरो वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम्